We're here with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies, and his number is 704-800-4719. That's very important to you. What do people need, Richard, if they want a mortgage?
Well, if they want to thinking about buying a house or refinancing a house and they want to know what the payment would be and they want a very detailed calculator to figure everything out, it's on my website.
Your mortgage calculator. Never heard of that until right now, but you've got it.
I've got the best one out there. It's the best one ever, I promise.
It's at homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Stop everything you're doing. This is the most special and anticipated time of the week in all of broadcasting and all of podcasting. When Riggins sings his funny song about all the things that have gone on the show for the week and all the things that have happened in the pop culture. Are you ready?
Ready.
It's called Riggins Week in Review.
And this is my song, it's called A Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. We're about 2 weeks until the election. News coverage, there's been a ton. And I don't know about the rest of you, but it's been a heck of a lot of fun. Making important choices is part of life, like choosing places to live with the fewest dangers, or like when Rob has to pick out a t-shirt. Will it be SpongeBob or Power Rangers? But TJ, you need to go in the voting booth with Lindsay. We all talked and we agreed, just to make sure she doesn't write in the Hamburglar and lose a vote that we may need. And this is my song, it's called A Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. TJ's wedding anniversary happens soon. I'm putting together a TJ and Jody retrospective. This weekend I'm making smoothies for my dog, just to put things in perspective. Not my dog, that sounded terrible. I feel a strong urge to get married. It grows in me like a weed, as long as she doesn't talk and doesn't listen and gives me all the free time I need. But seriously, congratulations, TJ, to you and your beautiful spouse. But if for some reason things go wrong, you can park your camper behind my house. And this is my song, it's called A Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. Today is National Mammography Day. The need to get one is from where it stems. And remember, you can't spell mammography without those 3 big M's. The Victoria's Secret fashion show returned. Oh, and the camera shots were primo, but I thought it was a little weird. It was sponsored by Johnsonville and Aveeno. And the Eras Tour resumes tonight. Is this as annoying as it feels? They can't force her down our throats any harder, but Jelly Roll's on her heels. And this is my song, it's called A Week in Review. It's a week's worth of shows summarized for you. No special effects and no auto-tune. Just me and my guitar performing for you. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that Jelly Roll is everywhere.
He's everywhere all the time. 24/7 Jelly Roll.
Yep. But everybody should know that that I was a Mr. Jelly Roll fan before anybody knew who he was.
No doubt about it.
And you know who else knows that? Jelly Roll, because I made sure to tell him, Roll. And he made sure to say, "Oh, that's cool, bud," as he was walking away.
Oh, well.
Yeah. He's like, "I don't want to hear this." But he's the one that gave me the alcohol.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'd been drinking.
Oh.
No, it was his party, and I ran him off. Good job, Riggins.
Thank you.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Great sponsors like Thompson Child and Family Focus. Find out more about all the great work they do at Thompson by going to tjriggins.com/Thompson. That's tjriggins.com/Thompson for Thompson Child and Family Focus.
Hey Charlotte, ready to enjoy a chef-prepared meal using delicious seasonal ingredients without ever having to leave your home? Table and Twine is the answer. Have a world-class dining experience without ever leaving your house. Learn more at tjriggins.com/tableandtwine.
Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
TJ, do you know how to check our voicemail and text messages
Well, Lord, no.
on the hotline that we have?
No. Do you?
No.
But I know it's been up and running for a while.
It's
probably got a bunch of messages on it.
Yeah, so our business manager said, do you know how to check these? Because I guess he could tell neither of us were checking it.
Yeah.
But he sent a text message that came in. Did he send this to you as well?
No.
Okay, well then this is thrilling. You talked to Lindsay last week, and I don't remember what podcast it was on, about somebody we used to work with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
A guy that was...
A jerk to her.
Who was a jerk to her that had her pictures up in his cubicle and then asked a favor of her while she was an NBA dancer. He's like, hey, I'm coming to the game with a client. Do you mind waving at us when we show up? And then she did wave at him and he acted like he didn't know her. I mean, this guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
And then something else happened. I forget. He acted like he didn't know her. Oh, he played golf with Lindsay's husband recently.
Yeah.
And he acted like he didn't know her. Well, a text message came in, and I got to be careful with how I read this. I don't know who this is from, but it's to our hotline where you can text or call. And we called this guy Hank.
Yeah.
For radio purposes.
Yeah. Anonymous.
I just listened to Lindsay's update about Hank. Do you think he had thoughts about Lindsay, and he acts that way because even if he acknowledges her, he won't be able to contain the weirdo side he really wants to keep hidden? And maybe he could be that way without even being a total whatever. I get the initial thing at the game, but it's totally weird to take it so far, referencing the playing golf with her husband and acting like he doesn't know her.
I really don't think that. I think this guy is just so egomaniacal that he thinks that it makes him look cool not to know who the pretty girl is.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't know the head cheerleader, even though she's waving at me. You know, like high school.
But now he's done it twice. And I mean, so it's not anything like super pervy.
If it were somebody else, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think it's pure ego and worrying about how people perceive him. They need to perceive him as being the coolest in the room and things like that. Yeah.
He thinks he's the cool guy.
Uh-huh.
Yep. He thinks he's the cool guy. Okay. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to find that hotline number because you can call us or you can text us, and please do, because the content is great. I don't. It's not on the tip of my tongue at the moment.
I thought you were leading up to say, well, he heard that, and this is what he said. He's like, but I wouldn't care. I mean, it wouldn't bother me.
It wouldn't bother me.
I was about to laugh.
Called a turd to his face.
Yeah.
Radio show, podcast. Get the TJ and Riggins app in your app store or at tjriggins.com/app.
Our buddy Richard Toccato is here. Yes, Richard Toccato at 704-800-4719. Now, Richard, you're a vet, so you're always going to take care of the vets. Am I right?
Absolutely. And as veteran, I understand the unique needs of those who served. And right now, if they have bought a house in the past few years, they need a rate reduction VA loan. It's simple, it's cheap, and we have the absolute best rates. I take care of my veterans. Call me at 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Hey, if you need help with getting some cash out of your home, if you're in North or South Carolina, the cash you need could be in the equity in your house, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit. However, all that stuff works. I'm not the mortgage expert. Richard Toccato is the mortgage expert. homewithrichard.com is how you get in touch with him with the Richard Toccato Companies. Homewithrichard.com. Thank you, Richard, for your sponsorship and friendship.
Thank you.
And partnership and singing abilities. Okay. There's a lady who is wondering if men can experience this wonderful feeling that women experience. And she breaks it down of what's going on with her and why she's so joyous.
I don't know how I can ever explain this feeling to a man. It is a crisp fall day. I am in my leaf sweater, leaf earrings. I have an iced apple crisp coffee, and I am with my sister driving to go shopping. I feel alive. I feel alive. How could you ever explain this feeling to a man?
She's just,
that's
yeah, because she's just looking at the camera like
chomping.
Like it's just like she's just got that wonderful feeling of this is so great.
It's fall.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Because she's wearing a sweater, not a cute sweater, but it does have leaves all over it, like a pattern of leaves, and her leaf earrings, and so she's got her pumpkin whatever drink, going shopping. Yeah, apple crisp.
She's made fall her whole personality.
Like she's been waiting for that.
Yeah. And
meanwhile, I've been like when the cool crisp temperatures got here, I said, man, I got to wear long pants today.
Yeah. Dang.
So what is that feeling for a man, Riggins? For you, what would it be? All of those cool things happen.
Like all the stars have to align in just the right way. I don't know that I have that. Maybe there's a time of day, like it's the weekend, it's 11 o'clock, I've had 10 beers. I can hear the water boiling for the pasta and the sauce is done. It's been on the stove for 3 hours. Maybe that's like the perfect moment, but nothing like this.
Yeah, I think I could build that if I thought about it. It's a weekend and it is cool out and I'm under my Snuggie and I'm watching football.
Yeah.
And I've got pizza that's been delivered. My favorite pizza. That could be a good one.
Yep.
My son is there watching the game with me and eating pizza, and Jody's in the house running around doing her thing, and my daughter's visiting. Yeah. From Nashville. I got everybody in the house, but not talking to everybody.
Right.
Picking and choosing with whom I speak.
Jody's running around doing her own
She's
thing.
doing what she does. Winders or whatnot.
Yeah. Not commenting on the football game.
No, I like watching football with Jody. I really do, yeah.
That's awesome.
Because she doesn't try to act like she knows everything about it, and she doesn't jump up in front of the TV and have to make a big scene like, oh, look, I'm a woman and I like football. She doesn't do all of that, so it's pretty cool.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
Hey, it's TJ, and I am not going to be playing golf November 11th at Northstone Country Club in Huntersville for our golf tournament, but I am going to be there to thank you for your support of Peyton's Promise, our charity, and what we're doing to help with Hurricane Helene relief. Get signed up today at tjriggins.com/golf. That's tjriggins.com/golf.
Wild Wing Cafe. They've got hot wings, cold beer, and football on all the big screens. It's the best place to catch every play, enjoy some awesome wings, and ice-cold drinks. See you at Wild Wing Cafe, your game day headquarters. Proud supporter of our charity, Peyton's Promise. Learn more at peytonspromise.org.
This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Okay, Riggins, I have a question for you. I can't believe I've waited this long to ask because it's in your area of expertise.
Okay.
Because I'm not, as they say in my hometown of Winfield, Louisiana, I'm not supporting no habits. That's the way people say you have vices. You know why he got so much money? He ain't supporting no habits. He ain't supporting no habits, meaning not drinking or smoking or things like that. But anyway, I was at that wedding over the weekend, last weekend, and during like the Friday night deal after the rehearsal and all of that, they had a little get together at this restaurant bar place for people who weren't in the, but friends that had come in for the wedding, just meet for a drink and whatnot. It wasn't a, like at their expense or anything. Just meet us over here for a drink. And I saw the groom talking to his friends. We were up on a roof area.
Okay.
And I saw a light coming out of his hand. He had his fist down by his leg, and I saw a light coming out of the bottom of his hand, and I looked, and it was his vape stick. Now, I'm not thinking anything about it. His jewel or whatever you would call it for the generic term. And then he went to take a hit off of it, take a pull of it, and he looked around and was sneaky with it.
Yeah.
When he took the pull off of it.
Sure.
But then he blew it up in the air, not trying to hide that. So I'm trying to figure out, was he pulling on nicotine or was he pulling on some sort of Delta or weed type juice?
Could have been either one. But my guess, if you're blowing it up in the air, that's sort of the natural tendency. If you want to hide it, don't blow it directly out where it's going to reach out at eye level.
Yeah.
You blow it up so it hopefully dissipates into the air. I would imagine that was some weed.
You think?
Probably. You're at a wedding reception in Charleston. I'm ripping, dude. Ripping the Deltas. 5 through 11. All of them. Yeah, it was probably weed.
And how well do you have to know somebody before you can go ask for a pull off of their vape stick?
At a wedding reception, we're all family
It wasn't
here.
the reception. It was just the thing before the the Friday night before the wedding.
Whatever. It's all close family, friends.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. You don't want to be at a bar and randomly ask somebody like, "Hey, can I hit can I rip your Benjamin?"
Yeah, that's right. You take a rip off of it.
Yeah. Or take a pull.
But I would think that, if you're trying to hide it, you wouldn't blow it up because I could see a cloud, and he was just like blowing it over his friend's head. It's almost like, I don't want to blow this at them, so I'm going to try to go over. Yeah. But it was weird and maybe because his grandmother was there or something, he didn't want her to even see that he was doing it. What percentage of people that you see in public now, Riggins, ripping a vape stick are vaping something getting them high or just nicotine?
I think it's a lot of people getting high.
You do?
100%. And that because they made it so easy to do it discreetly. But that's crazy. I think, I don't know anything, but I think. How are you supposed to blow out that smoke and keep it? What would you have done?
I don't know. I didn't think they made smoke anymore unless you were just vaping clouds of, the apple butter nicotine flavor, whatever.
I didn't think y'all made smoke no more.
Available 24/7 on the free TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Our buddy Richard Toccato is here. Yes, Richard Toccato at 704-800-4719. Now, Richard, you're a vet, so you're always going to take care of the vets. Am I right?
Absolutely. And as veteran, I understand the unique needs of those who served. And right now, if they have bought a house in the past few years, they need a rate reduction VA loan. It's simple, it's cheap, and we have the absolute best rates. I take care of my veterans. Call me at 704-800-4719 or log on to homewithrichard.com.
The Richard Toccato Company.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
I know everyone's excited for this, but tonight marks the return of the Eras Tour, the Taylor Swift Tour. It seems like it's been going on for a decade now. This feels like a long tour.
Returning where?
It's the final 9 dates in the United States. So they're starting in Miami, doing 3 shows there, 3 in New Orleans, and then 3 in Indianapolis. So the final 9 shows. And then she's doing a couple in Canada to wrap things up before the end of the year.
Those people are so lucky.
Ooh, most successful concert tour of all time. You know the numbers.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But yeah, kicks back off tonight. She's had a couple of weeks off. Couple months off, been hanging out with Travis Kelce, but I would imagine if you wanted to get tickets, you're out of luck. I would imagine those are sold out, but it is coming back.
Yeah.
kind of sad news. Well, it is sad news. Liam Payne passed away this week. He's a former member of One Direction, 31 years old, fell out of the third-story hotel balcony that he was staying in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires, as Rob says.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just pronouncing it
Buenos
correctly.
Aires.
Very pretentiously. So the family has released a statement saying we're supporting each other the best we can as a family and ask for privacy and space at this awful time. So
In space or and space?
and space, did I say?
Oh, I thought you said privacy in space. I was like, oh man, Elon's sending them somewhere.
Not yet.
That's pretty cool. And then, this is sad. And it's also sad that even through this, my wife still doesn't put an S at the end of Harry Styles' name.
Really?
Harry Style is what she
Harry's?
got. Harry Style. Harry Style. I don't like Harry Style.
Why can't she get like celebrity name right? Because there's like, Papa Smoke and what did she call him? Yeah.
Yeah, she called him Papa Smoke.
Papa Smoke and her little, there's been a lot of
Who
those.
was the one we just had?
Was it Charlie Puth? My little Charlie Puth?
Yeah, she says his name right though, but there was another one we talked about just the other day that she doesn't get his name
That's going
right.
to drive me crazy. What is it? Anyway, she loves messing up celebrities' names. And today is National No Beard Day, celebrating the clean-shaven among us. I think the next time I'm going clean-shaven is at my wedding. Yeah. I don't think it's appropriate to have a beard at a wedding.
You know?
No. Controversial take right there.
Well, no, the groom at the wedding I was at last weekend, when I met him Friday night, he had a goatee. And when he walked down the aisle Saturday, he was clean shaven.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I know that's unpopular now. You want to keep the beard, but it's your wedding. It's the biggest day of your life. Shave your face. I don't know. It's old school.
No.
More coming up next.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Sponsors like Brad & Brothers Heating, Air, and Electrical. Find out more about Brad & Brothers at bradandbrothers.com.
Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
So we have a hotline, and you can call or text us right now. 704-269-TJ18. That's 704-269-8518. We would love to hear from you on the show. You can text or call us. And, we got a couple voicemails earlier this week. And, some of them were flattering. Somebody said TJ's so amazing. Mm-hmm. He can't do any wrong, and Jody's just lucky to have him. And just the usual stuff. But one woman called and talked about how fat I was, and I don't know. I thought it was kind of rude.
Yeah, that was rude.
But she called back again, if you can believe that.
Same one.
Oops. I got your voicemail again. Hey, Riggins, it's me, your best friend. I called earlier this week, and I think I may have been a little too harsh. I called you fat and not funny, but here's the difficult truth. You are those things. But you're a lot more than that, too. You're easy to be around, you're intelligent, and I think you have a good heart. An enlarged, fatty heart. It's probably clogged up with mayonnaise. You can improve yourself, though. They used to do this thing in some areas called running. Can you run? It's just like walking, but it's a little faster. I'm really trying to help, so don't take this the wrong way. It doesn't really matter, though, because if you do take it the wrong way, I'll just say you're being too sensitive. It comes from a place of caring. If you're not careful, you're going to have your own show on TLC. Again, this comes from a place of love. You think Lindsay doesn't want to drink 15 beers and smash a double cheeseburger at 10 p.m.? Of course she does, but she's got self-control. Wishing you all the best, Riggins.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. All right.
That sounded like almost rehearsed.
Yeah, she had prepared that.
Yeah.
So, I want to do the best I can and be kind to everybody, but, sometimes that doesn't just reach everyone.
Yeah, we need to block her.
Should we block her?
Yeah, for your own mental stability and emotional health.
Yeah.
Let's block her.
Yeah. She even started with some compliments. You're smart, you're funny, and you got a big heart. And then she took it in such a nasty place, saying I have a fatty heart. That's not even a thing.
Said your heart is the Mayo Clinic.
It's the
it's got mayo in it.
Radio show, podcast. Get the TJ and Riggins app in your app store or at tjriggins.com/app.
The TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show is brought to you by Richard Toccato Companies, expert and trusted mortgage broker servicing North and South Carolina since 1999. It's a free 5-minute phone call away, 704-800-4719, or log on to homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Man, I think this is funny. But first, Riggins, who is your mom's number one celebrity guy that she thinks is just great, like in an area of being handsome and good personality and that sort of thing?
Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony. Okay. My wife's changes from time to time. But Kyle Chandler, I think, has been her number one sexy celebrity guy.
Yeah.
For a while. But my mom gets these and tells me about them, these celebrity crush people.
Okay.
And she was talking to Jody the other day. Now, my mom's 80 or 81, I'm not sure. And she started going, because Jody was telling me, and then your mom started going on and on about somebody that she loves.
Uh-oh.
And I said, can I guess? And she goes, yeah. I said, is it J.D. Vance? She goes, ha! Oh. He is so sweet and so smart. And that beard, I said, she loves a man with a beard.
Really?
Yeah, that beard and those eyes, those blue eyes.
He's a handsome guy.
Yeah, my mama was just going on and on about it. And most of that is how sweet the man is.
Yeah.
You know, he's so sweet. But she doesn't say that about sweet, ugly men.
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
Yeah, there's got to be something.
Oh, my God, I love that. It's just sweet, and he's nothing to look at, but woo.
Yeah.
But
that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
She skewed. I was thinking older guy, like Sam Elliott or somebody like that, but J.D. Vance. All right, Mom.
Yeah. But I mean, but would your mom go on and on like that about a guy that's like handsome and he's just so no. She would just say Mark Anthony's good looking and I like his singing or
and you got to pry that information out of her. But her talking to Jody is funny that she's just going on.
Well, she would say that to me too. That's how I knew. That's how I knew she. And she'll always say things like, "Oh yeah, I love a big man." Like she loves like big sturdy guys, and if she's looking at celebrities and stuff.
I was
like Nick Nolte was one of her favorite celebrities because he's so tall. He's an actor.
I know the name.
But he's tall and broad, and he's built like an NFL tight end. So she loves a big man.
I'm impressed that you guessed it immediately.
Well, because I know she watches news nonstop, and I had already thought about that. I bet my mom would really like this guy.
Really?
Yeah.
You
don't see politicians with beards very often.
No, rarely. There's never been a president. Okay, it's Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one.
Maybe. But that's funny.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm trying to think if it would bother me to hear my 80-year-old mom going on and on about that, because she's not saying anything sexual about him, but I know she's thinking it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, she's not just thinking about, sitting down to a cup of coffee with him and, looking into his blue eyes and touching his beard.
No, she's looking to recreate the Hillbilly Elegy.
That's right. She's going to get a shampoo set before that lunch. I'll tell you that right now.
Available 24/7 on the free TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
When you call Brad & Brothers, you're not only getting industry-leading equipment for heating and cooling, you're also gaining peace of mind. With over 1,000 reviews and over 50 years in the business, that confirms the superior service they provide. For HVAC and electrical, they will give you the ultimate customer experience. BradandBrothers.com.
This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Okay, I guess grouchy old man time. I am so disappointed in where a huge percentage of our society has gone, where they think that if they had a bad experience during something, that they're allowed to just steal something, that they're owed something when they leave a situation. Like if, like this woman, she said that she finally left her toxic job, so she stole her office chair. She said she wheeled it out when she left and jammed it into her car, and nobody said anything. She said, in my mind, I figured that I had been sitting there taking years of emotional, physical, and verbal abuse, so I'm going to take my chair and blank off. But she didn't actually get to keep the chair. They called her and said, hey, bring that chair back. So she had to embarrass herself by walking in the next day, wheeling it, back to where she got it. She said it was really embarrassing. But then everybody commenting started talking about what they have stolen when they leave a job because they just felt like it was owed to them. Somebody said that they took an overhead projector for their theater room. Somebody else said that they worked at a museum, and before they left, they made a lifetime free entry pass for themselves, and then they could get 25% off at the gift shop with it as well. But it's just stealing. Why are you just allowed to steal because you're upset with somebody?
Why do you think you're allowed to steal?
It's karma.
Somebody worked at a coffee shop and says they took, quote, the heavy metal chalkboard that they write the quotes on.
What?
Just like, I'm taking that. I deserve it. I'm disgruntled. I'm unhappy, so I'm going to take something to make myself feel better. They should have them all arrested. Everybody who steals from in that situation should get a knock on the door from the police.
I'm more upset that they're stealing the dumbest things they could in any of these places.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said that he worked at a kitchen company and they took 2 Japanese knives.
Oh, dang.
And the Japanese people were like, what do we do? Why are you taking our knives?
We needed those.
We got things to cut.
Get back here.
Things to cut.
Available 24/7 on the free TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Our friend Richard Cicotto, the Richard Cicotto Companies, is here. 704-800-4719. So what's up with the feds?
The feds have lowered the rate at more than we thought they would. So that means it's a time to refinance your home. Get out of your high mortgage rate that you received over the past few years when you bought a house. We'll do a rate and term. It's very simple, very inexpensive, and you won't even have to have a house payment until 2025.
It's crazy. So call them today, 704-800-4719 or homewithrichard.com for the Richard Cicotto Companies.
Richard Cicotto Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.